All right, for this video, didn't even put the hat on. You got to stick with the glare from the beginning. Okay, what we're doing is the final judgment thesis for essay two. This is going to be the first line of your conclusion. Okay, I know that's weird, but we're trying something new here just to get you out of locked into a single paradigm of how essays should be constructed. Okay, I'm going to give you some samples and walk you through it. You're going to see that they've got some clear two sides going and that kind of thing. And that's what we really want. All right. Just bear with me. Trust me. It'll all make sense. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, number one, this is not going to be as complicated as you may be thinking. It's got a few moving parts, but not many. Okay. So, the first thing is it's going to have tension, active verbs, and your final judgment. Okay, those are the three core components, right? You're going to use tension and active verbs to express your final judgment. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, the tension part of it is the idea of pushing and pulling. So, say I got a rubber band, right? You got a rubber band. It's not under tension right now. What pulls it under tension is when it is pulled in opposite, or puts it under tension is when it's pulled in opposite directions. So in a debate, there's one side pulling this way, there's another side pulling this way. Singer, Hardin, right? For AI against AI, for undocumented immigration against it, right? Pulling in opposite directions. So that's what we need. We need tension in this thesis statement. Okay. How do we do that? Well, there are two opposing sides here. Whichever one you are ultimately favoring, this is the key, whichever one you are ultimately favoring is going to be the second half. So that means, as you see in the middle box here, the first half of the thesis will be the opposite of your overall judgment. So if you decide that undocumented immigration is ultimately more harmful than helpful, the first half will be positive about undocumented immigration, noting a few useful contributions undocumented immigrants can offer. If you got another stupid typo to fix. If you are overall positive on undocumented immigration, the first half will be negative, indicating your concerns. Okay, I'm going to give you examples. Whatever side you're choosing, the opposite comes first, and then the second half will be your true final judgment, indicating where you have landed on the AI or immigration debate and why. That's the heart of your thesis. Okay, so I'm a big fan of active verbs. I'm going to be pounding these into your head for every essay you write for me, including the two timed writings in class, everything. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, an active verb expresses action about something being done rather than just telling me that what something is. So don't tell me something is a threat. Tell me it threatens, right? Notice when I say it threatens, that's the active verb, threatens, rather than telling me it is a threat. Don't say it is a challenge. It challenges, right? Don't tell me it is successful. Tell me it succeeds. Don't tell me it is a failure. Tell me it fails, right? It's that idea. Active verbs, strong, concise, active verbs. Okay. So then we get that final judgment. This is where you're telling me ultimately which side of the debate you are landing on based on your analysis and understanding of both sides. Okay, you've worked your way through, you've played the two sides opposite each other, and ultimately say, you know what, this is the side that I'm in favor of. Okay. Start by telling me, as I've said, the side you are not in favor of, and then you tell us why the other side is what it is. Okay, why you agree with that one. Okay, so for example, although AI offers untold promise in medicine and other STEM fields, it ultimately threatens to take jobs from hardworking folks, increase humanity's dependency on it to think for them, and facilitate disinformation on a mass scale. And so it is potentially positive, but it's got a lot of dangers. It ultimately threatens, and that's why our judgment is, yeah, no good. Okay. Note the use of although creates tension. That's important. The word although, if I said, although I wanted to go see a movie last weekend, you already know I didn't, right? There's a high probability I didn't because I said, although. If I said, I wanted to go to see a movie last weekend, I saw whatever, then we're fine. But if I say, although I wanted to do this thing, you now are questioning whether that actually occurred. Okay, so although creates that tension, it indicates that whatever I'm telling you is going to be contrasted by what follows. Okay, even though, another option other than although, even though undocumented immigration can harm the employment prospects of American workers, too many typos, and can cost local, state, and federal governments time and resources, it ultimately is vital to the success of American businesses, contributes, active verb, substantial tax revenue to state and federal governments, and provides an opportunity for those in need to better their lives. Okay. Notice I've got the is vital. So that's not an active verb, but I still have contributes and provides. So I can do it in this way as well if I wanted to. Okay. And then the last one, regardless of the potential contributions AI can make through raw computing power and complex thinking, the argument in favor of AI falls short. Okay, so the argument in favor falls short. So that's one active verb. Failing to address the massive energy demands, the harm to employment, and the existential threat to human creativity. Okay, so started with positive, ended with negative, got my active verbs in there. I got tension. Notice I'm using regardless now, regardless of the possible good things, bad things are coming, right? So that's how we have that tension. Okay. All right. Now, again, this is the first sentence of your conclusion paragraph. Some of you are not going to read this PowerPoint. You're not going to watch this video, and you're going to end up putting this thing at the end of your introduction, and I'm going to pound you for it because that is incorrect. That is not where I want it. Put it where I'm telling you to. Okay. It's important to learn that the thesis is not always slapped down at the end of the intro. Okay. It can go elsewhere in your essay, including in the conclusion. And that's what we're going to do for this time. Okay. And you can read in more detail some of that other stuff. Okay. What to take from this? Just like with the lead off statement, that's either going to be a sentence, which is either going to be a statement or a question. You will post your best version of this so far to discussion number 6. There's no rush to do that now. Discussion number 6 is going to be available for both week 6 and 7. Okay, so you have some time. When you do, I will be providing feedback. When you do your lead off, I will be providing feedback. I will directly comment to you and only you so that you're not getting out on blast, voicing the bad weather. You will not be put out on blast if I'm telling you you're doing it all wrong. That's going to be between me and you. And I'm going to give you guidance on rephrasing, tweaking, whatever that might make it even stronger for you. So I'm here to help and make sure that you look at those comments, take them seriously. You don't have to do all of them, but if you aren't sure, it wouldn't hurt to go with what I suggest. Okay. All right. That's it for this thing. Take care. I hope this was helpful.